Welcome to Mastering Fortnite Save the World episode 53. In this video I am going to be showing you guys my build for Canny Valley Storm Shield Defense 2 because I am trailblazing from Plankerton to Twine Peaks, and in my previous videos in my Plankerton Storm Shield Defense missions I have mainly just been doing a bit of a build and completing the Storm Shield defense in the same video, but because Canny Valley is a lot more challenging and I'm very limited with what I have to use, I wanted to dedicate a video to the Storm Shield defense building missions as well, because I know a lot of players are stuck here, and if I can do them with just like 3 or 4 different traps and a very sparse amount of resources, you definitely can as well by doing something similar to what I'm doing. I went into my Plankerton Storm Shield defense and I bashed down my structures, mainly to get the quartz, but also to get the building materials. I set off to do 11 Storm Shield defense missions and 2 launch the rocket missions in 22 hours and get sleep after completing Venture's Blasted Badlands. So I don't have a lot of time to farm. I want to make do with what I have. This is where I'm placing my second amplifier in Canny Valley. I kind of like this amplifier. It has one attack direction from down there and one from up there, where they can drop down from above, but they can also come from the water side. So we have 2 main directions. This one is the easy one where we just have one very good path. So if opponents come from there, it's going to be easy. I am making a classic cooldown room here where the goal is to propel husks into a room by using a floor launcher. I have a legendary floor launcher. Once they are in the room, they will be frequently stunned by sound walls and they will be frozen by a freeze trap on the floor. This is the base thing that you will see in my entire Canny Valley Storm Shield defense setup. This is how I am winning the game, so to say, keeping opponents locked in these chambers. They won't be able to really damage the structures because the sound walls and the freeze traps are gonna keep them occupied. And I have a good base ability with my base Kyle hero that ensures that my structures are very strong and can take a beating for a very long time. So the goal is just to keep the husks in here, prevent more from spawning because the husks won't die. And when I have waves where I need to take out opponents, and we do have that in Storm Shield defense missions, I can go in here and drop down my plasma grenade kind of pulse thing, or use my bull rush, or I can place sealing electric fields inside the boxes. But I'm not going to have those traps there as a default thing because the goal is to prevent the husks from dying, so I don't get tougher husks spawning that I need to deal with. I don't want additional flingers, I don't want additional lobbers, I don't want additional sploders, and I definitely don't want any additional smashers. So I'm trying to make a path for the husks where they are gonna step on the floor launcher and go into a cooldown room. Because I am making my Storm Shield defense without having a direct blockade early in the pathing, normally I would just put a wall in the end here, so husks would have to stop here and hit the wall and then go into the cooldown room. I don't want that in my Storm Shield defense missions, because if I have a sploder, it's just gonna come there and annihilate my entire line out. So instead of just blocking the husks, I am using multiple cooldown rooms. I will have 2 or 3 in a row. I will have 3 here, so that when the husks moves like unlimited towards it, well, 4, I made 4, so when they move directly towards my amplifier here, where I have a door in the wall to make it weaker, so that is going to be their go-to point, the weakest wall directly to the amplifier. I have 3 cooldown rooms that they can be pushed into, and this is important for me because I don't have a very good cooldown on my traps, so I need to make sure that if the first trap they step on, the first floor launcher, is on cooldown, the next one is going to propel them. If that is on cooldown as well, then the last one will propel them, and if not, they're going to be standing close to my amplifier, hitting a few times until that floor launcher comes off cooldown. So because I'm limited on what I have to work with in terms of traps, this is how I'm doing it. Now the husks can also come from here. We have 3 areas they can come from if they come from this direction. The normal thing to do is to block off these paths so the husks can only come from one direction. It gives you a good way to control everything. Right now I don't have access to the tunnel in there, so I cannot go in there and block it off. So what I'm doing is that I'm making cooldown rooms up here as well. Same story as what we have before. The husk are gonna come out of the tunnel, step on a floor launcher and get pushed into one of these rooms. But because I don't have a good height there, I cannot build further up due to the mountainside. They're just gonna be propelled into a room where they can actually come out from again. I'm not expecting to get a lot of husks from up here. It is not like a prime spawn position, but we will have some roamers, and I definitely don't want a lobber or flinger coming from here and just annihilating my base completely, because I have had my focus on different parts of the husk spawn pathing. So that is one area that we need to defend from as well. And this is the entire path from the other spawn that we have, where I'm making exactly the same as what I have on the other side. I have a cooldown room right into my amplifier. I have a bit other pathing here and another cooldown room. And this is where the husk is going to come from. And they're going to go this way. They're not going to go into the other cooldown rooms, but we're going to try to convince them to go that way. If they go directly here, we want to throw them backwards with a floor launcher up in the air, and then they come right there. So we're going to probably be extending this a little bit for the future, but like here I can't put up I can't put a roof here, but it's okay. If we get a lobber in there, it's going to get frozen, it's going to get dancing, so I'm not that worried. They can drop down from the mountain up there as well, so we have a few things that we like that may be a little bit tricky. But I do believe that we can handle things just with the base that I have here. I may need to... I have a small wall here that I need to make like taller, so husks won't be going too much in that direction. They're probably going to go down here, and then they're probably going to go here and try to bash into the amplifier, so we don't want that happening. We want them blocked a little bit more, so we're going to be working on that as well. This is going to be my base spot if the opponents come from the east. And then I have the other spot on the other side for when the husks come from the other direction. It should be able to keep my cooldown room areas covered in the base like effect, so that it will be stronger and more resistant to their damage. Then I'm putting these anti-air turrets on the top. I'm not expecting to get that much lobber mojo going on, because most of them will, if they appear, go into my tunnels, but yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. Alright, just went for a little bit of a pause because I kind of need that in my life as well. We're back at the main amplifier, not the main amplifier, my main storm shield. I just completed it with Paleo Luna, so I had no traps here, and of course I'm doing exactly the same. I'm making 2 cooldown rooms, so when the husks come from here, they're gonna go into the 2 cooldown rooms and they're just gonna stay there forever. That is the plan. Now, the husks want to come from here. They want to come from here, and I'm not going to allow them to do that. So we're going to block off this area, which is what I possibly should have done with the second amplifier as well, or the first amplifier. But I'm doing it here because I don't want to have husks coming from 2 directions at... Well, actually, we have three areas they can come from here, and I want to cover off this part of one spawn. So I'm building floor pieces, I am putting these pyramidic slant things on top of them, then I am surrounding this area with even more material, so that the husks need to go through a lot in order to bash towards the amplifier. The husk AI should see this as it is a lot more work for me to go this way than the other, so even though the other path may be further away, it is gonna be the way to go. So I want the husks to go through these cooldown rooms and, well, not through them, but this way, and then get trapped here. That's the plan. So hopefully it's gonna work. Hopefully it's gonna work like that. All right, I'm just building a little bit more here in my blockade area. I do have the materials for it, so I just wanted to make like completely sure that this is not the good way for a husk to go. No husks wants to go this way whatsoever, ever again. Normally I would like cover the area down here in traps that deal damage and just make sure everything dies down here when it spawns. But I don't have a lot of good damaging traps on this account. I do have like 10 other accounts that are in Twine Peaks, but on this account where I'm playing just with what I have from the start, with the Metal Team Leader pack promotion and what I have gotten through my grinding, I don't. So the only really good trap I have is my floor launcher. So it is, yeah, it is what I have. Like, I'm using a rare and an epic trap and then my legendary floor launcher, and that is pretty much it. I'm gonna be using my ceiling electric field a little bit in damaging waves. I want to have my base up and running up here, and I want to have these slants as well, just for the things that go through the area. I only have 2 cooldown rooms up here. I should probably go for 3 or 4, but right now this is what I have to work with. So this is how my Storm Shield defense in Canny Valley for SSD 2 is gonna be designed. This is gonna work like a charm, I am sure of it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your support, comments, likes, subscriptions. Thank you for watching. I absolutely love you guys. I hope you're still here because I wasn't done. Sorry, I had a small break and I figured, hey, I forgot something. So I went down to my amplifier. I just raised the wall that I had. I was even talking about how I kind of need to raise that wall and I forgot about it. I wasn't done with this amplifier, so I'm sorry. Playing for a long time in a row here, and yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, we have the pathing here and I just wanted to one-up it a little bit now that I am here. I want to make sure that when the husks come here, they are sent back, because like I was saying, we didn't really have any good reason for the husks to go where I had the other cooldown rooms. So I want to persuade them a little bit to go that way, because 1, it is further away from the amplifier, and 2, I have a cooldown room down there that I want to take advantage of. So it is a bit of extra work to make them go there, but the path to the actual amplifier is just way too short when we just have like the direct path, because the cooldown on my traps is, it's just not good enough to have a lot of husks coming towards just 1 cooldown room right away. So we're making a bit of a persuasion tunnel here where when the husks come, we want them to come in here, then they're gonna go onto the floor launcher and they're gonna be thrown this way. Now I cannot have a floor piece here because the terrain is high, so the husks are gonna be bashing on it. We don't want anything to be hitting on anything here. We just want the husks to come in there. Then we're gonna have a floor launcher sending them further in the direction where I want them to go. But if that floor launcher is on cooldown, they will go where I'm standing now and get thrown backwards again. And if that is on cooldown as well, it's gonna go towards the main cooldown room. I'm also just covering off the corner here where I said their husks are probably gonna go this way to take out this weak corner, because we only have that 1 metal wall over here preventing them from going directly here, so we don't want that stuff going on. I'm also just placing a few additional tiles here on my main Storm Shield defense, just a place where I can stand and look at what is coming my way and have a good time. Check out if I need to snipe any sploders or lobbers or anything crazy, and where I can put down my base, or well, get a few extra materials from my base recycling, because we're gonna be, yeah, I'm probably gonna be running out of materials a few times building all of these Storm Shield defenses in Canny Valley. They are a bit more tricky than the ones that we have in Stonewood. So anyway, I'm done this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I absolutely love you guys and hope to see you in the next episodes.